How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Overwatch 2's monetization and why people need to calm down. I think there's a lot of people right now that are very, I hate to say the word entitled, but honestly, I think there's a lot of people that are very unrealistic for what they expect from Overwatch 2 compared to what they want to pay for. So let's get started. First thing I want to preface this video by saying is that if you own Overwatch 1, you get access to all of the new heroes immediately. That's something that Blizzard has not done a great job at communicating. That's right. If you have Overwatch 1, you get access to Kiriko and every new hero right away. You don't have to pay for anything, don't have to buy a battle pass. You get it all right away. Next thing I want to say is that Overwatch 2 is a free-to-play game. A lot of people seem to be forgetting that the game will be entirely free. They're going to have to make money somehow. Now let's talk about Overwatch 1, because many people obviously are going to compare Overwatch 2's monetization to Overwatch 1. But what they don't know is that Overwatch 1's monetization isn't viable for what the players actually want. People want Overwatch to actually be updated and get balance changes and get new heroes, new content, new maps. People want that. I want that. But they did not make Overwatch 1 to do that. They did not have the production pipeline or the amount of employees needed to do that. And that's why Overwatch 1 was so crazy for so long. That's why so many things about Overwatch were so scuffed, and many of us were sitting there like scratching our heads going like, why don't they just do this? Like, why does this take so long? And we finally now know that Overwatch 1 was planned to be a game that had infrequent expansions, where it would just be, the game just wouldn't get updated for like a year and a half, and occasionally they'd drop some new thing and add some new heroes or whatever, but it wasn't going to be anywhere near the pace that they wanted to do. And then Overwatch League happened. The game blew up. The game blew up and became something that they never really thought it would be. And this is very obvious if you even just go back to the betas. I mean, think about how much the game has changed from early launch. I mean, we went from being able to play with 4 tanks, like a 4-tank meta. You could play with 6 Winstons back in the day. The game is much different, and the scope of the game is much different from that of launch. Now, some people are going to have rose-tinted goggles and be like, it was so much better at launch. It was new. It was a new game. But the players, in my opinion, want a game that is updated frequently, and they want the game to be balanced, and they want all these things, but they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to actually pay for the game to be a service. But here's the thing. We've all been very spoiled by Overwatch 1's monetization, which was, honestly, it sounds crazy, but unfair to Blizzard. And I am the perfect case study of this. I am a huge fan of Overwatch. I spent $40 on Overwatch back in 2016, and I haven't spent any more money on the game since. $40. That's it. Years of content, years of entertainment, thousands of hours put into the game. I've only ever spent $40. I have 25,000 plus Overwatch credits still, and I bought everything I ever want. Heck, I even bought skins I don't want just to say I have a character with all the skins on it. To say their business model for Overwatch 1 was very generous, dude. I don't know anybody that bought loot boxes personally, and I don't think anybody has bought loot boxes in Overwatch for years. Like, I would love to see their metrics on how many loot boxes they sell, because it just can't be many. I have everything, and I have everything I ever wanted. I've always had everything I've ever wanted, so there's never been any pressure for me to spend any money on the game. Now, some of you guys are going to say, well, that's just how it should be. You should be able to spend $40 on a multiplayer game that's updated for years and years and years and get thousands of hours out of it and not spend any more money. I really just don't think that's realistic. And Overwatch 2 is still a free-to-play game where you don't have to spend any money. You can still unlock everything for free. It just won't be, you won't get all the shinies, right? So, okay, your argument is, well, I should just be able to buy the $40 game and get everything. Well, we've had about 25% inflation since Overwatch 1 came out. $1 is worth like 25% less than it was back then. So if that's your argument, you better be okay with spending about $50 conservatively. 25% is kind of conservative for the amount of inflation, especially now. Inflation not slowing down anytime soon, it appears. So even if that's your thought, $40 doesn't even doesn't even really cover it. You're looking at 50, 55 bucks at least now. Now let's talk about the battle pass itself. Now, personally, I think the battle pass, from what I've seen so far, is actually a pretty good value. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. And honestly, even just one of the things in this battle pass, the mythic Genji skin, is cool, bro. You gotta admit, there's a lot of effort that goes into some of these skins, and it's cool. And a lot of games would sell that mythic Genji skin for much more than $10 by itself. A lot of games would sell that for like $30, $40, and this is in the $10 battle pass along with everything else. I'd expect the first few battle passes to be particularly juicy because Blizzard knows there's a lot of apprehension to this whole thing, and people are just very used to Overwatch 1 and kind of having it all for free. So I'd expect we get some pretty good value the first few seasons. Will they be able to keep it up? That'll be the question. We'll get to that here in a minute. But the thing about the battle pass is that all of the heroes are still able to be unlocked for free. You can still get all of the new heroes for free. Now, they are at level 55 on the battle pass, which is likely going to be a pretty good little grind for you to get to if you are a free-to-play player. This is on purpose. They're doing this to make money. They are wanting you to be impatient and want to play the new hero right away. That's obviously what this is. They're wanting you to look at the battle pass, the premium battle pass, and be like, man, I really want to play that new hero. And, that skin, that's pretty cool. And that weapon charm and that whatever. They want you to just they want to just slowly chip away at you to where you spend that $10. And honestly, I just don't mind that. I just really don't mind that. When the season ends, the battle pass expires, but you'll still be able to unlock the new heroes for free via challenges. Now, this likely will be annoying at first, but Blizzard doesn't really have a lot of incentive to lock you out of these heroes long term. In fact, it's actually in their best interest to make these heroes eventually basically free. Like they're going to give these things out for free. Once Kiriko's a year old, it's going to be so easy to unlock her if you're a free-to-play player. And why do I say that? Because they want you to have it. Because they want to add more value to their battle pass and upsell you on the cosmetics. You don't care about Kiriko cosmetics if you don't have Kiriko. And also, when you're able to unlock new heroes rapidly for new players, that's kind of a big deal because you get a lot of progression. And, video game players love progression systems. And when you have that, feeling of earning new heroes and, when a new player that's unlocking new stuff constantly, it feels good. It feels good to have that. And for them to just hard paywall literally everything, I just don't see them doing that. They just don't have a lot of incentive to do that long term. They definitely want to get your FOMO bucks. They definitely want to get your I'm impatient, I want to play the new thing right away. They're definitely going to make money on that. But long term, when Kiriko's a year old, dude, I guarantee it's going to be easy to unlock that character because they want you to have it. They want you to care about the Kiriko skins and the Kiriko emotes and all that stuff. Now let's talk about the things I don't like about this system. The first thing I don't like is that the battle pass expires. Now, Halo Infinite is an absolute abomination of a game, but you got to admit that the concept of the battle pass is not expiring and you being able to pick and choose which battle passes that you want to progress down is a good idea. And this is something they could use to sell the premium battle pass. Have the premium battle pass not expire. You'd sell a lot more of them. And also, I just feel like a lot of the casual players are going to look at that and be like, I don't play enough Overwatch to unlock and get all the way to level 100 on this battle pass. But so they're just not going to spend money just because they know they only play for a few hours every month or whatever when their buddies play. So I'm not sure why they don't do that. It just seems like a real obvious choice, but they've probably crunched the numbers or something. I don't know, but I think that's kind of shitty, and they could probably make it to where the premium battle pass doesn't expire. Now on to the big one, and that is that I'm just not sold on Blizzard's ability to keep the quality high for the new characters and for the new content, because quite frankly, the bar for Overwatch 1 heroes is very high. Regardless of what you think of the game or the balance or whatever, you have to admit the characters, when they come out, they're cool. The heroes of Overwatch are cool. They're memorable. They have cool voice lines and cool voice actors, and they have different animations and look different. when a new hero, I couldn't tell you the names of the champions in Apex Legends. I could not tell you the Call of Duty operators. Why? Because they all kind of look the same. They're humanoids with different outfits and different guns. Whereas Overwatch 1 has a gorilla, a hamster, a robot ninja, a guy with a giant fist that punches people, a flying monk robot, a girl in a giant robot suit. Like it's so crazy and so wild, and all the animations are different, and none of that transfers. When they make a new legend in Apex Legends, the run animations really aren't all that different. There's a lot of recycling they can do, but with Overwatch, there's not much. And all of these characters have voice lines and different skins and backstories. It's a lot. It's a lot. And they're wanting to crank out a new hero every 18 weeks. That's crazy. And the first 2 seasons will have a new hero every season. You know, we got a new hero coming out season 1 and a new hero coming out season 2. And in between those, we got new maps and all the battle pass, goodies and cosmetics. It's a very incredibly aggressive content schedule. Will they be able to keep this up? Honestly, if they can, Overwatch will be hype. If Overwatch actually continually gets new heroes every 9 to 18 weeks, that'll be crazy. We haven't had a new hero in Overwatch 1 in like 2 years, dude. That'll be crazy to get one every 18 weeks. Especially at launch, we get, two of them every 9 weeks. Crazy. In conclusion, I am very much okay with this monetization system. In fact, I'm kind of a fan of it because I am aware of the reality that this game needs to make money if I want to see it updated and I want to see it get the love it deserves. I hated that Overwatch 1 just died and they abandoned it. But to be honest, can you blame Blizzard? They made their money at launch, dude. Nobody spent any money on Overwatch for the most part, except for when they bought the box originally. So I am a fan of this because the amount of money that I'm going to spend on Overwatch 2 is very predictable, dude. Like, a new battle pass comes out every 9 weeks. So every 9 weeks, I will spend $10. At the end of the year, I will spend less than $60 on Overwatch 2. Now, if I play Overwatch 2 all year, I will spend less than $60 to get pretty much all the goodies. Now, why do I think that's good? Because this is good because it gives Blizzard incentive to continually make the game good. And if something is shitty about the game, there's a bit of a fire under their ass to fix it, because now all of a sudden they aren't getting my $10 every 9 weeks. If I think Sigma Orisa is so broken and ruins the game, this is just an Overwatch 1 example. I know there's one tank in Overwatch 2, but if I think there is something that's so egregiously broken, everyone knows the shield situation in Overwatch 1 is stupid as fuck. They don't fix it because they really don't have a lot of incentive to, dude. They just really don't. But now, all of a sudden, they're not getting my money. That $10 every 9 weeks stops coming. So I'm a fan of that. Maybe it's because I've played subscription-based MMOs for so much of my life that I'm just very okay with this transaction of, you make the game good and I pay for it, but if the game's not good, I don't pay for it. I like that because the incentive structure is there. And I would much rather know that I'm going to be spending $60 a year on your game than play some weird free-to-play Korean grinder pay-to-win bullshit game where you just don't know when they add a optional $40 purchase to the store that you have to buy to be competitive. I would much rather have it like this, where it's like, hey man, if you want the best Overwatch 2 experience, it's gonna cost you $1 a week. So that's my thoughts on the Battle Pass. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm still very excited for Overwatch 2, if not maybe more excited after seeing some of these cool goodies on the Battle Pass. I like it. What do you guys think? Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe with notifications on, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and join the Discord. It's free.